But my heart said, come on, for Lamar. But my head said, Chiefs. I just felt like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, while they puttered through the regular season and their receiving core was the worst that it's had since Patrick Mahomes came into the National Football League, they puttered along and then they got in the playoffs and Patrick Mahomes said, okay, let me unbutton up the shirt, loosen up the tie, step inside the booth, Superman is alive. And Patrick Mahomes, when the playoffs came, who had, by the way, Patrick Mahomes until this year had never gone on the road in the playoffs. Had never gone on the road in the playoffs until this year. And he just said, no worries. Y'all think the road is kryptonite? Okay. That's cool. No problem. We'll go to Buffalo. Y'all think Josh... Please. See you, Josh. Bye, Buffalo. Oh, y'all think because we going to Baltimore? Y'all think that's... Is Omar going to be there from the wire? Because if Omar ain't going to be there... Rest in peace, Omar. If Omar ain't going to be there... Y'all think... Okay. Goes on the road to Baltimore. Patrick Mahomes, in 6 years in the National Football League, every single year, has gone to at least the conference championship game. How can you bet against that? 4 out of the 6 years, he's gone to the Super Bowl. 3 losses that he has. He has a conference loss to the Bengals. He has a conference loss to... He has 2 conference losses to... No, I'm sorry. He has three of his losses. 2 of them come from Tom Brady. 1 of them come from Joe Burrow. He lost against Tom Brady in a conference championship game. He lost against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. And then he lost against Joe Burrow in the conference championship game. That's it. That's it. That's all. I think he has 14 playoff victories. He's 14-3 in the playoffs. He lost to Burrow, twice to Brady. To me, greatest quarterback I've ever seen. While my heart was going for Lamar, I said, man, it's time for Lamar to get that. I wanted Lamar to have that. Yes, come on, Lamar, let's get there. Patty Mahomes said, I'm still here. I'm here. Like he told Campbell, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And yeah. And Travis Kelce, where have you been all year, my boy? Travis Kelce got into these playoffs. I don't know if y'all ever had this before. Some of y'all might have a little bit of athletic history back in your day. But y'all remember going to the court or to the field and that little honey was there, that little honey dip, that little shorty, and she there. You know what I'm talking about. That one that was cute in the face, slim in the waist, fat up. Well, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. She was dragging that wagon, huh? And she was at the court that day that y'all was out there. And you was like Ice Cube, messed around and had a triple-double. Travis Kelce said, yo, my shorty here, I'm about to go stupid. He just went 11 for 11 for 100-something yards in the tug. He's just like, yo, my shorty here. Not only is my shorty here, but I got one of the most famous shorties in the world. You think I'm going to have my shorty come all the way out here to Baltimore? In front of all these people? My shorty gonna come all the way out here? What do they say? in Baltimore, something. Dummy, you think my shorty gonna come all the way out here and I'm not gonna perform? Travis Kelce said. Pfft. And what a great game plan. They used Travis Kelce in a way they hadn't really used him up. He played one of the most slot. He ran routes from the slot more than he has all year long this particular game. Great plan by Andy Reid and Nagy and that offensive staff. And he and Mahomes just went to work. And then the nail in the coffin was just Patrick Mahomes telling you that I'm the best player in the world. Off his back foot, didn't step into the throw, critical down, game on the line, back foot throw, sidearm, flick of the wrist. Valdez-Scantling, game over. Valdez-Scantling is a guy who has dropped so many passes this year with games on the line. And the biggest game of the season thus far goes to him, completion, game over. Patrick Mahomes is a dirty dude, man. And I mean that in the most respectful, nicest way possible. I don't mean it in like hygienic way. I mean this dude is just dirty. Like, he is nice. He is super nice. And now you got the Chiefs and the Niners in the Super Bowl. I'm not making my predictions yet, but God, dog, man, it's tough to go against Patrick Mahomes. In addition to Patrick Mahomes, I know that we look at Bill Belichick as the GOAT of all coaching. Man, Andy Reid's up there, bro. Andy Reid's up there. I lose Eric Bieniemy. I don't have nearly as good of a receiving core. I mean, they drop more passes than a little bit, and I'm finding myself in the Super Bowl again. Says a lot about who Andy Reid is as a coach and how he gets these guys prepared and ready to go. So shout out to the Chiefs. Man, Ravens, there's some questions now that have to be asked. Will it ever happen for Lamar Jackson? Like, these are the things that you have to look at. Will it ever because you think about being in the AFC, right? Boy, it's tough sledding. In Baltimore, what they have created in Baltimore is definitely, and Baltimore had a chance. They did. You had the fumble. I mean, poor Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers had the worst 10 minutes you can ever have in a football player's life. Make a great play, 15-yard penalty for taunting. Then right after that, you get the ball in, and you put the ball out like you're diving for the end zone, get it punched out, touchback. And then you cut your finger and probably need stitches on, like, the worst 10 minutes of football. But he's young, he'll learn. I think the one thing that the Ravens did, they rushed the ball, I think, 6 times. The Ravens are a running football team. I think they went away from what their core being was. They didn't stick to what they did well.
7 carries to running backs. 8 from Lamar.
Right. So 7 carries to running backs. That's not who they are. They're a 20-plus running back, 20-plus carry a game type team. They got away from it. They went pass happy. And honestly, Mahomes and Kansas City, they make you do that. Not what they do defensively, but they just make you, they speed you up. They make you think that you have to play the game. It's like playing Steph Curry and the Warriors in their prime. I'm talking about when Clay and like young, good Clay, before the injury Clay, Steph, Iguodala and company, those guys, they made you start, like, teams would come in and play Steph and them and take 2 times as more threes than they normally would take just because you thought that you had to keep up with the pace in which the Warriors shot threes. I think that's what happened with the Ravens. And it's going to be tough. Patrick Mahomes ain't going nowhere. They in the AFC. Joe Burrow will be back. They in the AFC. You got to think that Jim Harbaugh going to get something going in with the Chargers. They'll be back. Miami ain't going nowhere. They'll be back. I'm unpacking the Bills. But the Bills got one more shot, and I think they break that group up. I think they may fire their head coach, and I don't know where they'll go from there. But the Bills will be back. Pittsburgh might get their stuff together this offseason, but they'll be a tough opponent. Who knows what's going to happen in Denver? I mean, there's a lot of situations that are happening. AFC is going to be a tough road to toe. Raiders. Jacksonville can kind of turn things around. I mean, there's a lot of, and then my boy CJ, Houston's coming. Pause. They're on the way. They got their OC back and Bobby Slowick. So I don't know when Lamar may have another opportunity to get to the Super Bowl again. Especially if you got to go through, and what it looks like, you got to go through Kansas City. And Patrick Mahomes is a bad bleepity bleep. As his daddy would say, smoking on that pack. We smoking on that Ravens pack. He is. They got his cigars imported in from Cuba. So, who knows?